Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another ECM instrument cluster test and repair for a 2001 Ford F-150 Lightning. This is from Anthony. I don't know exactly yet where from. He's about to send me his address, but so I have all his system in here. He sent the keys and the cluster and the computer. And the reason I asked for all is because of his concern. So he has no datches of no mileage on the instrument cluster, and we're going to see this in a second. So I got everything ready, connected. It's just ready to be just power on. So the way this computer and cluster interacts is on called SPC communication. I have multiple videos showing what the voltages and amplitude and everything, how the waveform should look if you want to see that. So just look for the F-150 playlist that I have on my channel. But if either one of those has no communication, the cluster will show just dashes and no mileage. And that is because we had either a problem on the cluster or a problem on the computer. So I said, it's impossible if you send me the computer and then it's good, then you have still the problem in the car. So I need to have the keys, the computer, and the cluster for a concern like this. Or let me just duplicate his concern. So I'm going to power this up in here. So we're going to see how the instrument cluster comes on. And then again, as he describes, just dashes, no mileage. And you can see this is his writing. I just put his name on this paper because I have another paper from him, but it has all his telephone numbers, so obviously I don't want to show that one. And I mark his clusters as Anthony, so you see that in there. So let me turn this off because the cluster is powering up, but we have no communication. So is it the computer or is it the cluster, right? So an easy way for me to do it, I'm going to disconnect this and put my instrument cluster, which I have right here. So let me just brought it over so you guys can see that I have another cluster in here. So, and I have this mark. This is for my test, so my good. All right, so let me swap this over and I'll be right back. All right, it's the swap, Anthony, Mike, and let's power this up again, right? So this is going to have no anti-theft because obviously I have not used the keys or anything for that computer to run. But you see, I'm reading mileage, 132, 380, which is the mileage store on this cluster, my tested, my testing instrument cluster, but the communication is good. So what is this telling me? The computer communication is good. The one that has a problem is definitely the instrument cluster. So let's open this up and see what we see, because definitely the problem is right here. So I can remove the computer and move the harness so we can start looking at what I can see here. So let me again open Anthony's and see what we see. All right. All right, remove the cover and I see things that I don't like. Well, first of all, I can definitely see that somebody has been here. We have, I mean, definitely not very clean repair. You can see right here too. They replaced these two drivers for, I mean, uh, definitely a repair. Probably was working before. The problem is when you leave flux in or repairs like this, you start to create more problems that were not there because these will get corroded. So corrosion goes into the pads and it can make good working instrument cluster become not repairable. I'm not saying that this is the case here yet, but I always like to point as I am removing things and see what they have done or if it's an untouched cluster. So let me keep removing parts and I'll be right back. All right, got the cluster removed. Yeah, we can definitely see, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. You see, when somebody performs repair and don't clean the board properly, it will eventually destroy the board. Hopefully, I can correct what has been done in here because we can see definitely corrosion in both. Sorry, I'm not sure if you guys can see that in here. So what I'm going to do is resolder the two connectors properly. I can see definitely other crack solders, which is, on the original side. I don't see major corrosion, but I can definitely see corrosion here, and corrosion there. And that is pretty much in every single spot that whoever was working in this cluster work. And this is again from bed repair. Um, I'm not too happy with the way those are looking because of the way it looks burned. Not sure if you guys can see that under the or in this camera, but it looks like either they left the flux in there, and I mean I don't understand why they were poking in there so much. But yeah, I can see either burned or something, so I'm gonna have to put this onto the microscope and then see if I can correct all these situations and then retest. So I'm going to stop here because this will be a repair for the cluster, so I need to send this to Anthony and get approvals. If he is okay with the repairs, then I can proceed and then we can see if we can make this cluster go back and prove the connect everything together and make it work properly. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Expect the part two on this one. Most likely, I mean, you got a car and he sent everything is because he wants to get it fixed. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye bye.